Good Friday afternoon or evening, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we're going to be going over the tropics and also what we can expect with the rest of Helene. Plus, we even have the potential for some development right near Central America, and that could take a similar path as what Helene took. So we do need to be watching it extremely closely for the potential of development, as the GFS model does point that out, and we will be showing you guys that. But if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button down below. If you guys could please get me up to 1,000 subscribers before next year, that would be awesome, which I would really appreciate. And if you guys could also please like and as well as comment down below, I would also appreciate that as well. And make sure to do that because it does help out more than you know. But let's first go ahead and talk about the tropics. And as you guys can see, we are still watching the tropics closely for the potential of some development, especially in these two yellow colors. This one over here isn't super concerning because it's well away from any land. We are a little bit concerned about this area over here, which is where we may see a hurricane develop. And keep in mind that does still remain very uncertain because we're only talking about a 30% chance in the next 7 days. So, we definitely, will be watching it, but we don't need to watch it super closely just yet, as that still remains uncertain. Joyce and Isaac aren't really concerns either, as they do look to be heading out to sea. So, I know it might seem scary after kind of seeing this hurricane signature on it, but Joyce and as well as Isaac are both going to make turns and pretty much head right away from the Atlantic Ocean. So these aren't really going to be concerns at all for us, but we will still be keeping an eye on it, as Isaac might impact a little bit of these islands over there. But other than that, like I said, just really going to be a fish storm, as it does continue. But let's now go ahead and take a look at what we can expect with the rest of Helene. And as you guys can see, we do expect there to be some watches, warnings, and even advisories across parts of the Ohio Valley, deep south, heading into the mid-south, even back over there towards the Atlantic, where we do have high wind watches in effect, which does include parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Western Kentucky, not Western Kentucky, sorry, I meant to say Eastern Kentucky, and as well as Eastern Tennessee, where we are under those high wind watches, and we even have quite a bit of high wind warnings still in effect for those areas. We also do have some widespread wind advisories in effect for those areas in Indiana, especially the extreme northern part into Illinois, southern Indiana, western Kentucky, back into Tennessee, and even parts of the deep south and southeast will still be at risk for some gusty winds with the system, as Helene is still on the stronger side of things, and then that tornado threat really does look to continue across parts of the Atlantic. Let's now go ahead and take a look at what we can expect for the flash flooding. And as you guys can see, we do have a moderate risk still continuing across parts of Virginia, especially around Roanoke right there. So if you do live around Roanoke, you may still be dealing with a little bit of flash flooding. But, it's not really looking to be anything super concerning, though, especially because we are already starting to see a lot of that rainfall die off and pretty much head to the west. So we will still be keeping an eye on it, as maybe another inch or two of rain is still possible. But like I said, it's starting to die off quite a bit, so flash flooding potential should be dying down pretty soon. And then we also got that widespread slight risk soon, which means some flash flooding still can't be rolled out in some areas, but that's definitely not going to be a huge concern either, as that does look to diminish tonight too, as well as Helene is gonna continue to die down right over here across parts of the Tennessee River valleys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at how how much rainfall we could expect with the rest of Helene. And like I said, that flash flood potential is dying down. We don't really expect a whole lot of rainfall across the Appalachian Mountains. We still could see maybe anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, with isolated totals up to 4 inches across areas north of Roanoke. We are especially concerned over here across parts of the Lower Ohio Valley, where we could still be seeing a little bit more in the way of rainfall. But like I said, that flash flood potential is definitely continuing to go down, so we will still continue to watch this area the rest of today, but that flash flood potential should be pretty gone by tomorrow morning, as a lot of that rainfall from Helene does look to die down. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the future, and as you guys can see, this is with the GFS model, okay? And as you guys can see, by the time we head into October 4th, this model does want to show a couple of hurricanes out here in the Middle Atlantic Ocean, and whatever does develop out here will more than likely head out to sea on what Isaac and as well as Joyce are doing as of right now. And then back over here towards the Caribbean, we got that wave that we are watching for. That's what has a 30% chance of development as of right now, but will have a much higher chance by the time we head into October 5th, and that's where it will be going in between Cuba and as well as the Mexico Peninsula, and that's where we could definitely start to see some development. And look what it shows by the time we head into October 5th, which will just be a day after that waves move through in between Cuba and Mexico. It shows that it could develop into a tropical storm, maybe even a category 1 hurricane, okay? It's pretty small, so it's probably not going to be as organized, but it's still going to be something to keep an eye on, as that area could definitely be concerning, and things might even be getting more concerning as we do head into October. But like I said, that does still remain uncertain, but we will still be keeping an eye on it as we will continue to, be seeing more areas of development also. And if we also look at if we will see any more development in the future, and that is a yes, okay? By the time we head from October 2nd all the way to October 8th, we will likely see some development across parts of the Central Atlantic, and even back over there towards parts of the Gulf of Mexico, and even the Caribbean especially, where we could definitely be seeing quite a bit of development. We're talking greater than a 40% chance of development across that red area that you see, and we even got another one across the main development region. And then a little bit later from October 9th all the way to October 15th, still continue to see that likelihood of some development across the Gulf of Mexico especially, but we could still maybe see some across parts of the Central Atlantic Ocean in the main development region, and maybe even a little bit over there across the Eastern Pacific. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Like I said, if you guys, want to stay tuned for more updates, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. If you guys are wondering what my next goal is, my next goal is to get up to 100 subscribers, not 100, but I meant to say 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. So if you guys could continue subscribing to my YouTube channel, that would be awesome. And you guys should also be liking, subscribing, and as well as leaving any comments down below too as well if you haven't already. And I hope you guys will continue to stay safe, as Helene still looks to bring some pretty big impacts. And make sure to stay tuned for my winter forecast coming up in October.